Alright, so let's start this. Everybody has been asking me, crying for a demo, so I'll take the time to make a short explanation and let you hear the sound of two 8-stage phasers in super phase mode, meaning two phasers in series. That'll be 16-stage phasing. The Neutron biphase was a double 6-stage phaser. This one is a double 4, 6, 8. Each phaser can be 4, 6, or 8 stage of phasing. So all the controls, I'll explain all the controls first, but I'll be quick because you can see about the LFO in my previous demo, my previous video on my channel, the one just before this one, that was about the mod blaster dub siren I made. It uses the same LFO system, which is an LFO system most of effects use in nowadays, and you can find in modular synths as well. It's a popular LFO. It's digital, and it can do anything you want for an LFO. There are 16 wave shapes in total. It's got tap tempo, and I had to do some modifications so I could reverse it, and so the controls. So this is phaser A, phaser B. There are two phasers. This is manual phasing control. This is designed for studio use. It's designed for people to make dub, but of course you can use it for other styles of music as well. It's made to be used on desktop in a studio. It's not a guitar effect, but I can make it for guitars as well with pedals and inputs for phasing and for speed. So here are each controls. This is manual phasing, so you'll be able to control the phasing. Instead of modulating it with the LFO, you can control it with those sliders. You know I like to put sliders on my stuff. People love them. So this is the number of stages selection. 4 stage, 6 stage, 8 stage. Resonance control. Now the resonance, it can be pretty heavy, so you don't have to use the, like on a biphase. In most of phasers, people would crank it up to the maximum, but on this one really you don't have to. It depends on your taste, but sometimes it can get really, let's say, obnoxious if it's on maximum, but we'll leave it that way so you can hear it in its full amount. This is the modulation control. So all these controls are on my previous video on the Mod Blaster Dub Siren. This is modulation. So basically, if it's here to 0, there's no modulation. If it's in the middle, you're using half. It's modulating, but you can control the modulation with the manual phasing. And if it's at the maximum, in this case, you'll only have the phasing just like in a guitar effect, and this won't affect it. There you go. Okay, so here are the eight wave shapes. There are 2 banks of 8 wave shapes, A and B. Okay, so for this quick demo, we'll leave both phasers on how do you say in English? Sinus. It's not triangle, it's sinus, you know. It's yeah, that's how we call it, you know. It's not going up and down like this, it's going up and down like this. Okay, it's more smooth. This is the center of the LFO phase. I showed these on my previous video. You just have to look at it. You'll see the LED move on my previous video. Okay, speed control, and this is time divisions. Okay. Okay, well, that's about it. Oh, there are 3 modes, of course. There's mono, in series, or in parallel. That means there's a mode in series. There you'll have the 2 phasers in series, one after the other one. In parallel, you'll have the 2 in parallel from an output. You'll have an input 1 to phaser A and input 2 to phaser B, and output 1 to is the output of phaser A, and output B is the output on phaser. Output 2 is the output on phaser B. Excuse me. And the other mode is having them both separated in parallel, but with the same output, the same input. So it'll be in mono, but you'll have 2 outputs, 1 output for each phasers. Okay, so on this little demonstration, I'll put it on the maximum, the thing people never heard, because a double 8-stage phaser doesn't exist except in this room by now, and there are 2 people I've built these for. I think this is the first time on internet anybody's gonna hear 16 stages of phasing. So that's pretty cool. And so we're gonna leave it in super phase mode. Super phase is in series, okay? 16 stage, or depending, you add the number of stages you have on each phaser. If you put the 2 phasers on 4 stages, of course it'll be 8 stages, okay? If you put the 2 on 6, it'll be like a biphase. In super phasing, it'll be 12. And if you put, of course, in 8 stages, it'll be 16 stages of phasing. Okay, so this is just a quick demo to let you hear the sound of it. It's just coming from my speaker directly in the camera. It's not going to be recorded like in studio mode through the mixer and mixed in a video. This is a quick demo. There will be better to come. I'll make better demos. And the guy whom I'm sending this phaser to is supposed to make a demo for us, so I hope he'll keep his word. And okay, let's listen to that. So we're putting modulation of both of those in the middle. I forgot to say, this knob here, this button here, this switch here, when it's activated, you see a link symbol. It's so instead of controlling each phaser with his own slider, when they're linked, you're controlling the 2 phasers with this slider, with the top slider, because of course if you're in series you want to control the 2 phasers together. So it's much easier to use just one slider instead of using both of them to control for precision. Okay, as we're using it in super phase mode, we're going to link these. This is the tap tempo. This is the same. When I put the tap tempo, when I switch this here, you see a little arrow. It's gonna link LFO2 to the tap tempo. So if you tap the tempo, if it's not linked, only phaser 1, LFO1 is working with the tap tempo, and when it's linked, the both phasers are working in sync. At the tap tempo's tempo. This is normal and this is reversed for phaser B. So you can have the 2 phasers going, how do you say it in English? Going, sorry, I'm used to speak French most of the time. Sometimes I lose my words. Going in opposite. You'll see that. I'll put this in opposite, okay? So let's listen to what's going on right here. Yeah, you see the resonance is really heavy. That's for the dubsters. So of course you can use it to give some color to any instrument and leaving it in manual phasing and leaving it without moving it. You can get different colors, huh? Out of your different instruments. That's cool for recording, to give some sound to any kind of stuff. Okay, let's put the two phases opposite one to another. When modulation is on maximum, there's not much effect here. There's a little, but really... That's the link, sorry. I don't know. Getting confused. Okay, a neutron biphase would be this in superphase. But it's not, mine is not exactly the same settings as a biphase. I have my personal taste, you know. Let's put them in opposite again. Okay, this is with the Dimension Shifter by Badreddin Workshop.